welcome back to my channel. My name is Paloma and I am a 25-year-old who lives in San Diego, California, and this is my money diaries, my way to try to get to financial freedom, my way to look at the facts. And the fact was that at the end of last year, I was at $606,000 in debt, and I've been trying to work towards paying that off and just kind of figuring out how I can live below my means and become frugal. Today I was sitting down filming the video for us for the July 14th budget, and kind of going through that, and I realized as we were going through the video and as I was editing the video that I didn't take some time to just kind of celebrate a big milestone that I just realized is within our grasp. So for those that don't know and haven't watched any of my other videos, I'm tackling my car debt right now. And my car debt was at about $21,000, and it is at a 9.9% interest rate. It's like I can do a whole video on figuring out which debt to tackle first, why, and looking for the information that you need to know if you're interested in that. I've been finding it in my budget to make $1,000 payment towards this car and this loan. And whenever I have like an extra paycheck or something, like this previous month, making sure that it goes to it, and even taking the decision to put basic bills on my credit card to get this car loan out of my name and this 9.9% interest rate out of my life. I realized that I currently have $4,316.61 left on my car loan, and I have $3,000 in my savings account, and I'm gonna pull that money to add it to a payment for the car. And my paycheck for this week, this week is of $1,499.51, and you add that to the $3,000 that I'm going to be pulling from savings, and I have enough to pay off the $4,316.61 of the car loan and get that car out of my life and not have to worry about the interest rate for that car. And I didn't show the emotion. It wasn't hitting me that today we're finally at a point where we know that we see the end of the line. And so of course I'm gonna do the first $1,316.61 payment today, and then once the transfer is done from my savings to my checkings account, I'll go ahead and make that other $3,000 payment. But it's very I don't know how I feel to know that by the end of this month I could be out of this debt for the car, and I will not have this loan in my pile of debt that I have. And maybe next month we can start figuring out what we want to do to tackle the other debt that I have under my name. And because these last 2 months have been me just rigorously tracking all the little things that I've been spending on, and not really knowing what my budget is looking like, having an idea but not really knowing, because things were going on credit cards, things were going towards the car. And maybe next month can be the month that we finally start making a new plan and reevaluating what the finances are, knowing now that we tracked June and we're tracking July to see what that spending is looking like, what those variable expenses are especially, and going back to my savings is going to be at zero and starting from scratch. And so I just kind of wanted to come in here and say that, and I can't believe that this is happening. Once I have the like final confirmation and like the paperwork in my hand that says that this debt is out of my name, I'm gonna be so happy. But I felt like I needed to give the video and that time and that space to just kind of acknowledge that it is finally the month that we know we can apply everything to get this loan out of our life, and hopefully everything goes good and we can accomplish that by the end of this month. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And without further ado, I'll go ahead and move on with the rest of the paycheck distribution, which won't be a lot because we'll only have about $160 left after this car payment. But wow, yeah, it's gonna be good. And today we're gonna be doing our July 2023 budget. So I did count last month's paycheck towards this month. So this is going to be our second paycheck that we're going to be adding in here. If you have not been to my channel before, thank you so much for coming, and I would appreciate if you subscribed. Let's go ahead and get started with the paycheck for today. Also, by the way, happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for coming. All right, so I guess we can go ahead and zoom in for you. For savings for this paycheck, I did deposit another $200. So yay! Which means we are now at $400, and that is exciting. Moving over to the paycheck. Today we made $1,499 with 51 cents. Which is definitely not bad. I don't expect any refunds today or this coming week for anything work related. I might be getting about $300 from my brother, just because we're supposed to have the shared expense of, you know, our water, SDG&E, Cox, etc. But I haven't really charged him, I guess, or like asked for my share, just because I know both my brother and my mom make less than me. But my mom wants my brother to kind of get responsible and learn. I feel like he is responsible, but like learn different things, like how to manage you know, like bills and his rent, and he also like doesn't have a car. Like I said, my mom takes care of the groceries and things like that, so she does want me to kind of be more consistent with that. Looking at the fixed expenses, we already paid our mortgage in the last paycheck. We also paid our SDG&E, our Cox bill, our ADT has now been paid, and water, we don't have water this month. Car loan, I did go ahead and pay $402.99. I have to cancel the ink, so maybe I can add, I want to cancel the Apple too. All right, so here we go. Let's do the calculations. We have a paycheck of $1,499 with 51 cents. We know that we're gonna pull $3,000 from the bank and our savings to bring us up to $4,499 with 51 cents. And if we move down to our fixed expenses, we will see that we are going to be withdrawing $4,316 with 61 cents to make a car payment, which will get the car out of our life, and that will leave us with $182.90. And moving to the variable expenses, this month we had a surprise expense of having to replace the car wheel brake something, and that was $160 that I still need to pay someone. So that is $22.90 that we're left with. Thankfully, I already paid the $60 with some leftover cash I had from last month, so we can add those $60 back in, and that leaves us with $82.90. And I have a dance class that is renewed in this paycheck. That is $50. So let's take away $50. And we are going to be left with $32.90 for the remainder of the 2 weeks until we get our next paycheck.